I welcome you to the biggest, the largest, the highest, the greatest, the tallest, the toughest, and the mightiest African spiritual platform. I'm always Queen Hadasha. Call me Empress Makida. I am Labraska, the Sun Goddess. I am the spear. I am the true bloodline. Call me anything, but don't forget to add spirituality to it. Call me Spirit. I welcome you to another great episode. Today I'm happy because one of our old guests is on set. And you people were trying, bring him. Now we've gotten him. And let's welcome Thotho Sao. Papa, we welcome you.
Thank you very much.
Hey, we've missed you. Oh.
I also miss you.
You left us.
Well, I'm back.
Thank God. Okay, so Papa, greet the public. They've missed you. People were saying we should bring you back. Now you are here. So I want you to greet them, say a blessing upon their lives. If there are any prayer you want to do for them, do it before we come into your topic.
Thank you very much. And my regard to the cherished viewers, followers of your platform. They are the reasons why you are still growing. So our appreciations, thanks to all of them for being there. My prayers to each and every one of them is consciousness. Consciousness in a sense that as an African child, we all need to get conscientized and reconnect to our ancestral platform so that we can all come back to our roots and be able to redefine our subconscious mind for developmental process. That is what I wish for every African child at this very moment.
We welcome you, Papa. We appreciate your presence on this set. When we started and we were growing up, he came on the set. At that time, we didn't even have a studio. We were roaming like roaming rat. Now he's here. Papa, now we've grown big. It's not everybody that will know you. We have new ones among us, so we want you to introduce yourself to us. Let the people know who you are, what you do, before we get into your topic.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
My name is Thotho Sao. Thotho is a title, and simply means, the universe as we see it, we have a spiritual dimension and the physical existence. So somebody who knows much about the physical and the spiritual dimension is what we call in a fan cosmology, Thotho. So my depth of knowledge is from a fan. So my name is Thotho Sao, and I am here to give you details or knowledge from a fan cosmology.
We welcome you once again. A fan cosmology.
Yes.
Somebody will say, what is a fan?
Well, a fan is, the word fan is state of calmness. It is that very state that everything in this cosmos can get to before you can be able to have reflections of your inner self. If you are not able to get to that state of calmness, you will not be able to define yourself or probably bring out the hidden knowledge within your human state. So the word fan, if you go to the Evers, the Gans, the Akans, we all have the word fan, which means state of calmness, a state that we can get to before we can redefine our subconscious self.
So when I say I'm going to do a fan, what am I going to do?
We have a fan divination to check your current state and see the happenings about your life, what you need to do at what moment. All of these things you can get the result through divinations. And if you are not feeling well, sick, if you are sick, you can equally do a fan divination. Divination can let you know that, oh, this is what you ate and it is causing you this sickness. So this and that can cure you. And also for you to know about your human state, the reasons why you are in this life, that you need to go through a fan. We call it initiation today. So you need to go through a fan initiation for you to be able to know why, your purpose in this life.
Okay, we welcome you, Biomo. The topic is who and what is God? Who and what is God and Buddha? That's the topic. Papa, when you say God, what are you saying?
Thank you. The word God, if you go to, even if you Google, what is the meaning of the word God, or where from the word God, they will tell you that the word God was derived from Proto-Germanic word Guda, which the word Guda itself happens to be our ancestors' system of knowledge. So the word God in actual sense doesn't have a direct meaning. The word God was derived from the word Guda in the 6th century. So this word God is the corruption of Guda. So if you want to call, in fact, if God exists, that is, if God exists, if you want to call God, it's better you call God Guda than calling it God, because the word is not God. The corruption of Guda is what we are calling God now. You know, when the English want to write their language and the name for God, they have no option than to go to the old languages and then pick from there and write there. So the word God came from the word Guda. If you Google can easily tell you. So basically, if you trace the word Guda, which they are saying it is Proto-Germanic word, an old language found in German that they call God. If you come to our ancestors' knowledge system, you can find this name Guda within the Efan context. So the word Gu and Da, it is a two different things altogether that we can break down for its depth meaning. Now, when you are talking about God, God is not somebody who is sitting beyond our universe that you have to reach out to for your survival. God is actually Guda. And what is Guda? Guda basically is the sun and the moon. So if you come to a cosmology, when the sun sets, we call it Gu-je, meaning the sun is set. And then when the moon comes in the evening, we call it Da. So it is a mother and a father of the universe. So Guda, the sun and the moon, is actually what take care of the world below them. Now, Gu as the sun and Da as the moon. These two heavenly bodies were also created by certain entities. And after their creation, before they also help in creating the planetary system. After the planetary system, before so many other things come, and finally human came. So Guda, basically, sun and the moon. Now, what is the meaning of Gu and what is the meaning of Da? Gu is the creative substances. In fact, all the creative substances that you can find in every human being is called Gu. All the creative substances that you can find in this our land, this very earth, is called Gu. So no wonder in the cosmology we call blood Gu, because every creative substance that can be found in this very earth equally can be found in our blood. So the definition for Gu is the creative substances. And it is because of Gu, our planet Earth is here. It's because of Gu we have the other planetary systems. So when you go into a cosmology, we have the creative seed. Let me take you a little bit back before the creation of the planetary system. In fact, I will end up saying, going into cosmology a little bit. Our ancestors recorded that the entire cosmos came out of explosion. And that explosion gave birth to creative seed. And these creative seed are what we call in a Yeku. And this Yeku Meiji, they are the first creative substances or the first creative seed responsible for the world below them. So these creative substances or creative seed that we call Yeku, they gave birth to the deep light energies within space, which the whites are calling nebula. Now, these light energies descended and they created Gu and Da, the sun and the moon. I'm just picking it up so that I don't explode everything. So now we are dropping to the level of Gu and reasons and benefits of Gu as far as the world below them are concerned. Now, Gu, as the sun and the moon, before the planetary entities or bodies were created, the energies beyond Gu and Da, which is the sun and the moon, were calling upon Guda, the sun and the moon, that they want to come and form a planetary system. So they were calling, so if you go to a first state that we call Yakushingole, it says that Ahoshivinyo lo Yakushingoli ovyo, Bahoshivinyo nama Yakushingoli ovyo, Emikwele moraji bachima vola kpatomo na bana vola batomo, Bahoshivinyo lo Yakushingoli ovyo, Eba sakaja bevi Yakushingoli mito waya, miave monhwa. Plomi bogbo Gudawe plomi bogbo Bafika jerele is the sun. Fika jerele zaido Plomi bogbo Mlima vodwawe plomi bogbo. So the creative energies were calling upon the sun and the moon that they should help them and bring them into the world of embodiment. And they helped them, and our earth was formed. But before the earth was formed, we have what we call the element of fire, air, water, and the earth element. These four elementals descended and formed the planet Earth. But then, it was the air element that came first, followed by the creative kuliao, the creative seed, then followed by the creative fire elementals, and finally the water element came and then formed a solid earth that we see, not just the earth but the other planetary systems or the other planets. Now, the planet was established, and if you go to a far code that we call Balete, or let me go back a little, Ponli Besan indicated that when the planet was ready, it was in a state of heat energy. So it needed water energies to come down and cool tempests. So when the water energies came, they covered the entire earth. So the earth became a water stone. Fumekpe. But Zoya Maduna Dala Causeway, Mikbo Majarae, Mikbo Majara Magbanya Ochiae, Balea Humanya Olalo. But no matter heavy Makwala Lopana Hushio, but Humanya so boy. But her way no mania a way, Chimajali way no mania a waya. Balea Zumanya Olalo. No matter heavy Makwala Lopana Hushio, but Humanya so boy. But her way no mania a way, Chimajali way no mania a woman. So the earth was covered by water. I mean, the entire earth. You cannot see the earth with your eyes. All that you can see is water. So at that point, Polik Besan called the earth Fumekpe, meaning water stone. So the water came purposely to give birth to the Kuliao, the energies or the life seed within the planet. So after impregnating the life seed within the planet, the ocean, the water have to go to one side for this coolio, which are the seed, to germinate. Then later and later, women appeared. But then, the sun and the moon is the father and the mother of the entire world below them. Now, why is it that important for our ancestors to respect, to have attention for this sun and the moon? The sun is the one taking care of the day energy. Night energy is being taken care of by the moon. Now, what the sun does in the daytime is to help with the creative seed, or to help with implantation of the creative seed. So man is in the embodiment of the sun. Woman is in the embodiment of the moon. Now, we men, as I said, we are representing the sun here on this planet. Women are equally representing the moon here on this planet. So, the sun is the one implanting the creative seed into the earth. The moon is the one that is giving life into it and developing and making sure that this creative seed grows within the earth. So if you see a man, we are in the image of the sun. As you can read from the Yevope Agmalama, that man is in the image of, or let us create man in our...
Agbalaka.
Amodro Hosof Agbala.
Yenye.
A Bibla.
Bibla.
Okay.
Continue.
So, with that aspect, man is in the image of the sun and the woman is in the image of the moon. Now, if you look at it carefully, I said the sun is the one implanting the creative seed into the earth. If you have a house and you neglect that house for a few years, before you come back, you see leaves, herbs, everything germinating from the earth. But once you are in that house, moving up and down, you will not see this creative seed germinating. But once you step away for some time, you ask yourself, where from these herbs, why are they germinating here? It's because they were what constitute the earth. They live within the earth and they can die. So, as the sun is radiating energy onto the earth every day, it is implanting the creative seed. And in the night, the moon will come and help this creative seed to grow. No wonder if you put a corn or any seed into the soil, this seed will never germinate during the daytime. It will only germinate during the night time. The reason is that the sun takes care of the day energy and the moon takes care of the night energy. That is why in the night, sickness are worse. In the daytime, you get relief because the sun will radiate enough energy to you. And when the night energy comes as the moon, it is the energy of growth. So even if you are sick, it will increase the energy of growth. The sickness level will go high. So the women are in the embodiment of what? The moon. Now, the concept of God. Why do we human beings have to call upon God? And why today, why do we think God exists beyond our universe? Because the concept of God is lost to humanity. The very people who are championing God, 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 have little knowledge about God. Why am I saying that? Our ancestors, in their wisdom, they are aware that the sun and the moon, which is Buddha, are the two bodies or heavenly bodies responsible for life. So this concept was given to the white group or the Europeans, and at the time they equally did not understand the knowledge very clearly. So when they want to redefine it in their own way, they got messed up the entire concept of God, and they said God is somewhere in heaven and all of that. But there is nothing like that. The concept of God lives within us, and we, man and woman, are in their embodiment. Now, our ancestors have given this knowledge to the Europeans. So they adopted the word Buddha. Once they adopted this word Buddha, they've been practicing it for ages. If you go there, the Christian society was founded on the sun energy, the sun god, which is Buddha. No wonder when they were going to draw Jesus Christ, they put the sun as a symbol for Jesus Christ. And if the Muslims are also going to worship God, you see them using the moon as God, because the concept that they took from us is about the sun and the moon, which we call Gu and Da, or Buddha. If you go to India, they call it, instead of Buddha, they call it Buddha. It is the same thing. If you go to other places, instead of Buddha, they call it Judah. It is the same thing. Again, if you go to the Islam, because they believe in the moon, which is Da, all their celebrations, they have to pay homage to this very Da, which is the moon. They call it Eid-al-Adha or Ramadan. All of these things, or this knowledge system, was coined from our ancestors' knowledge of Afa. So the word God came out of the word Buddha. And this Buddha originally is a fan word, or it is our own ancestors' knowledge system that was given to them, and they corrupted it. And at the end of the day, the world now is deviated from the fact. And now, is God actually God? Is it to be worshipped? No. We don't have to worship God. The reason is that you, man and a woman, you are in the image already of God. Remember, the sun is still giving you the day energy. And this energy is always there constantly. But then, it will interest you that our ancestors, in their wisdom, having knowledge about Buddha, God, they established a creative energy, or let me call it a deity, that represents Gu and Da in our environment. Why did they do that?
Which are the deities?
Today, the group of people that are in position of this deity, we call them Lashibiao, we call them Teshiao, we call them Lakblao. And this group of people, their clan name is Buddha. Today they have corrupted it and they are calling it so many other names. But it is Bu Blanc, as they are calling it today. But the word is not Bu Blanc. It is actually Buddha. Because of the long sojourn that our ancestors had, many of these things got corrupted, and we are now pronouncing or calling our own energies with different kinds of names or corrupted names. So it is the same thing that we call Nyigban or Togbi Nyigban. So this group of human race having in their possession Gu, as somebody will call it the god of iron, and Da, which is representing the mother energy. Now, these two energies that we call Gu and Da, as I said, they are what constitutes the world below them. So without the sun, without the moon, there is no human being. There's going to be no planet. In fact, should the sun stop its work, should the moon also stop working today, that's going to be the end of the universe. I mean, the end of our world. But, so if we believe that there is God sitting somewhere, where is that God going to be when the sun and the moon are no more working and the whole planetary system have to disappear and go back to Sa?
So in this case, are you saying that the moon and the sun are the supreme beings?
Yes. In our world, the two entities, the father, mother of the planetary world, no wonder all the planets are going around the sun. What are they looking for?
So they are the supreme being. I want to establish that.
They are the supreme being. But when I say they are the supreme being, we have the entire cosmos also have been established as a deity. We have that one too.
Which is?
We call it Betu Baba or Badu, which is the highest of all things in the entire cosmos. So within Betu Baba or within Badu, you can see Gu and Da, the sun and the moon. But that aspect of Badu is something that is a no-go area, but what should be taken care of us is open to us.
What I want to understand right now is that, are you saying that Betu Baba, the sun and the moon are representative or intermediaries between we,
yes,
and the Betu Baba?
Exactly.
So
exactly. All the priests knows about this. They all know about the deities that we have.
And where does he dwell? Now we know the moon and the sun up there. We see them.
Yes.
So the Betu Baba man
is the entire cosmos.
Where does he dwell? How do we know what you are saying is true? What are the evidences?
If you call the highest of the priests, they should be able to tell you that.
You cannot tell me.
But then, I have it. So, it is an ancient energy brought from wherever our ancestors came from. But it is a system that is not to be toyed with. It is the highest of everything. In fact, it is the entire cosmos. We call it Badu. The reason is the word Badu means the exploded universe. So the exploded universe, you can still find the sun and the moon within the exploded universe. The reasons why I'm telling you that Badu is the epitome of existence. So, the sun happens to be the one that was charged as a male energy to take care of the world below it. The moon is also a body that was charged as a female energy to take care of the world below it.
We understand this. So where do you place the land? Where do you place Asasiya?
The earth is also part of the exploded universe.
Is he also a deity producing or helping mankind in any way?
Well, we also have, our ancestors in their wisdom, they understood. Before I answer this question, yes, we did. We do have a deity representing the Asasiya, which we call Sakpata. But then, looking at the cosmos, there are 16 universal principles that gave birth to the entire cosmos that are still ruling, controlling, and making sure that everything moves smoothly.
Which is?
Very well. One is B, as the element of air. One is Yaku, element of water. One is letter, as a planetary. Some call it earth element, but I call it a planetary element. The reason is that letter is the DNA. It is the organizing principles that bring things together. So if you want to create something, for you to be able to pick this and assemble them, the energy responsible for that, we call it letter in a fan. So we also have Loso as responsible for fire energy or fire element. We also have Sa as the highest of all, which is night energy or dark energy. So if you see this bead, it has been powered or empowered by Sa. If you come to the Akan cosmology, they have Sa. If you go to the Evers cosmology, they have Sa. If you go to Gans cosmology, they have Sa as dark matter, dark energy. And our ancestors said the entire cosmos came out of dark energy, out of Sa. So out of Sa came Chi. Out of Sa came Chi. When you come to the Evers, or yes, if when you come to the Evers, we call this Sa. When the night fall, we say Sa Do, meaning night energy has come. When you go to the accounts, what do they say? Dear Sa. They also mention Sa. Why do they have to mention Sa? Because we are one group of people. We are speaking one language. And in fact, I have a book about 300 pages that is going to publish this year, which is talking about the original language of man. This language is going to redefine how the Akan, the Eves, the Gandangbe, and the West Africa group, how we were once, under one language. Before we have now kind of different kinds of, differences within the language that we are speaking. So the so-called night is not just night energy, but the supreme energy of all the energies. So if something is corrupted and you want to fix that thing, if something is corrupted, you want that thing to come back to its state, normal state, what do you say? You have to refer that thing to Sa. So if I am doing a fan divination, you have a problem, you come, and I'm doing a fan divination for you. If the code that come, after everything, I will tell you that this code that came, I have to take this code to Sa, so you'll be free. So we call it Sa-vo. Give it to Sa, na-vo. Now, if you are sick and you want to go to hospital for cure, how do you say it in Akan language?
Ayarisabia.
Why do you have to call it Sa? Why do you have to say you are going back to Sa for you to be free?
We let's get this straight, and then so that we are able to get into this Obibese well. Where do your worship or fraternity, or you call it cosmic and
Efa. It's called Efa.
Okay,
yes.
Where do you place angels?
Well, angels are also part and parcel of this universe. But then, when you want to define angels, I have to take you to the 16 principles of creation, because every human soul was derived out of one of these or two of these creative energies, as I was initially talking about. So Sa as the owner of everything, Sa the one that can refix everything, making sure that everything is normal. You go to Chi, the awakening energy. In the Eves, once night energy can, we say Adiasa or Sado. When the day energy can, we say Chi has come. The accounts also say Adiachi. Why are you also using Chi if we are not one group of people? So Sa and Chi is what constitute or what controls the universe. One is controlling night energy, one is controlling what? Day energy. So they are part of the system principles. We also have an energy within the system called Akebulan. And this Akebulan is an energy or principle responsible for separation. For something to depart or separate, we say clan. But the accounts call it Kra. But today, it has been corrupted and they are calling Kra soul. But soul is not Kra. But Kra is rather to depart. In fact, if I want to leave you and go, I will say Mikrao. Why am I saying Mikrao? Because I am departing from you. I'm going. Because if someone is dead, the soul have to depart. So the action the soul is making is called Kra. The soul is departing from the body. And
it didn't Kra.
And unfortunately, we are calling the soul Kra. The soul is not Kra, but the Kra is taking the soul out of the body. Now, we also have Fu as conception. Fu as conception, implantation, impregnation. Fu in the Fa cosmology means to get pregnant or something that has to be buried. That is why if you come to a Fa cosmology, even in the Ewe language, the Gan language, the Akan language, it is the same Fu that we all use.
A Fu.
If a woman is pregnant, we say Fu. Why do we have to use Fu if we are not speaking the same language? If you want to do funeral, if you want to bury somebody in the ground, why do you have to use the word Fu? In the Ewe, we call it Funu. Our Funu meaning to bury somebody. The accounts also use the same word. The Gan also use the same Fu. This should tell you that we, the Ewes, the accounts, the Gan, we are one people.
We understand that part. Where I want you to address or make straight for me is about the angel thing. Because
it is the same thing that I'm saying.
Because when you were talking, you said that there were light beings.
Yes. I will come back to that.
Okay. Then go ahead.
So the 16 energies of the universe happens to be the angels. Now, it's not only 16. We have 256 angels representing everything in this cosmos. Now, the 16, I haven't finished, but let's just continue. So everybody should just take it that we have 16 universal forces or energies that created the entire universe, and which created me and you, everything in this universe. Now, we also have motion, abla. In a form we call it blameji. Blameji, meaning motion. In the Ewe we say dabla, meaning hurry, be in motion. When you account, what do you say? Blah. What are you saying? Be in motion. It's the same language that we are speaking. And these 16 principles that I am giving you, they constitute the universe. In fact, if the energy of blah should be taken out of this universe, no one is going to be able to walk again. If we take the energy of Akebulan, growth, no one will be able to grow again. If we take the energy of Che out of the universe, we will not have day energy again. If we take the energy of Sa out of this universe, we will not have night energy again. So these are the angels that govern the entire universe. But remember, this our world. If you go to Poli Wolimeji, what it means is that this world is a world of embodiment. This is what we call Woli. It's a world of embodiment. That if something wants to come into this world of ours, it must wear body. If you don't wear body, you cannot come into this dimension. This dimension, it is a dimension of body. If you go to deep space, we have light energies there. And those light energies are not in a form of human flesh like this. They cannot directly jump into our world because this world is a world of embodiment. Now, If somebody is dead, we call it a wangoli. Ghost. Light body. It's a body that you cannot touch. You can see, but you cannot touch. So these bodies, we call them ngole body. And they are the light bodies that... So if angels want to reveal themselves to you, they can wear light bodies, but just that you cannot touch them. So we have, but remember, the mind of every human is a whole, it is the same as the exploded universe. The mind of the entire cosmos is the same as the mind of women. So, everything that exists in the cosmos exists within your mind. So, if you want to have connections or links with angels, it is very simple. Follow your redeeming principles. As I said, the 256 states of the entire cosmos constitute everything, including every human being. So, where you are sitting, you are part and parcel of one of these advanced states. So these are the reasons why every soul, every individual in this life must go through a fan for you to know your step, for you to know your identity in this life. So if you are in this life, what created you? Fan created you. And yet you have no knowledge about it. All the words that I just, broke down into its basic definitions, they are all Afan words. If you come to the we call something anase kokoroko, anase kokoroko, and this is, if you go through a Afan system, you know about your human self, and then you use the laws and order of your human operandi, and you grow with it and then make one with yourself. This is the meaning of kokoroko, meaning one and only. So, if you go to the accounts, they also have the same word as ananse, kokoroko. What is a fan's knowledge doing with the accounts? That should tell you that the accounts and the heavens and we are the same people. So within Efan and Nase Kokoroko, we have 256 Efan states that give birth to 4,096 stories that you call Kokwananse stories. They are Efan stories. One of the Kokwananse stories that they say a man was climbing a tree with
you mean calabash?
Yes, the round one that you can fetch water in.
The calabash, a kura. A kura.
So we call it a go. He put this ekra on his chest, trying to go and hide, thinking that he has acquired cosmic knowledge. So he kept the knowledge into the ekra, covered it, used rope to tie it, and then put it on his neck like this. Then he was going to put it at the top of a tree. So when he was climbing the tree, because of the ekra, he come back. Then he continuously doing this for several hours. Then a bird that we call galakwe in Poli Woliogodo. So the story that I'm giving you is from a fan code called Woliogodo. So this bird was passing. I said, no, if you want to climb the tree, put the ekra at your back so you can be able to climb the tree. They must, what? You small bird, can you teach me, can you give me a knowledge? No. But upon trying and failing, no, let me just try what the bird just said. Once he tried it, he succeeded. Then he climbed to the top of the tree. He said, no, if with all the knowledge that I have, and I think that I am the one who have the epitome of knowledge than any other human, then this small bird taught me before I was able to climb this tree. Then it's better I come down and spread the knowledge to everybody. It is a fun story. And this same story, it is a Kokwananse story. Where from where?
No difference.
No difference.
You are watching the biggest. So I have two questions. They are telling me our time is almost. I have two questions because I would want you to put this message together for the public to understand. But these two questions are important to me, very important. So in all, are you trying to say you've spoken about Christians calling the Son of God and also the Muslims calling the moon? Are you saying all these religious bodies are also using or worshiping the same Buddha? Is that what you are saying?
Exactly. The Christians are worshiping Gu, the sun. The Muslims are worshiping Da, the moon. Idiada, Ramada. It is the same thing. The Jews, Judah, Judaism, is the same Buddha, the sun and the moon. Buddha, the Indians, it is the same Gu and Da. They are all, because we gave them the cosmology. But remember, God is not to be worshipped.
So explain that part. Why are you saying God is not supposed to be worshipped?
There is nothing called God to worship. We have Buddha.
But do we have to worship the Buddha man?
We don't worship Buddha. Even the deities that our ancestors established representing Buddha in our homes, we don't worship them. The car that you are using, if you don't maintain the car, what happened to it?
So you service them.
So the deities that we have, we don't worship our deities.
But we do
But
what?
rather, you see, the sun, every human being must understand the principles or the modus operandi energies of the sun. So you can use it in your own benefit. Equally, you have to use the benefit of the moon. The moon has a sound sacred formulas, likewise the sun. So these sound formulas, we have to evoke them so they can work on our behalf. But we don't worship them. The word worship doesn't come.
So if this is the same thing they are all doing, these ones are for Gu,
Yes.
and these ones are for Da.
Yes.
Then is it not the same thing we are all doing?
Then they should stop attacking that our ancestors' knowledge system is evil, is primitive, is barbaric, is satanic. The system that we gave you, you polish it and now calling it a God. Don't destroy ours, because it is the foundation of life.
What is the best way to service Buddha? So we would send this information to, since you are saying they don't have to worship.
We don't
and
worship.
They are worshiping.
Till today, we don't worship it.
This one has tear one side Gu, worshiping. The other one has tear the other side Da, worshiping. What becomes of them?
They are lost. You don't have to worship God.
You and them, who is lost?
No, the one who, they are lost. Because as I am giving you now, they don't have the concept of where the name God originated from. If you know what you are calling God, if you know where the name God is coming from, then you should respect that foundation that gives birth to the name God that you are calling. So our ancestors don't worship God.
So now that
God.
they are worshiping, are there any consequences? What becomes of them?
The reasons why you see them shouting, thinking they want to go to heaven, but have forgotten about their own environment, is one solid example that there is a need for us to look within, because it is only a wise man that can be able to look into himself and bring his glory out. But if you're looking outside your human state, it means that you are lost. Remember, a tree that has no regret for its roots must be read assured of it falling. So if we as an African children, we have lost our concept of existence, we have lost our concept of humans, what is our concept of our ancestors? What happens to us? Our ancestors are not the root, the foundation upon which we have to stand and construct our future. But we have neglected it and calling it Bonsam. This is so evil. This is so serious.
But is there anything called Busam?
No, let me give you the meaning. The word Sa, I just give you the meaning of Sa. That Sa is the originator of everything. That is the reason why even hospital, they call it Sa in Akan language, isn't it? If you are sick, you say you are going to Sa to be healed. Who is Sa going to heal? Who is Sa that is going to heal you?
So we are going to Bonsam.
I'm asking you a question because if our ancestors You see, today we are just speaking the language. We don't understand the language that we are speaking because our language is a universal language. It is a language that gives birth to the cosmos. So, if you are calling it Bosa, in the Hebrew we call it Bosanu. Simply, Bo is a domain of life. Nu is everything, including human, including tree, animals, stone, everything. So Bosanu means what? See, at the end of the day, we all want to attain our state of Sa. That is why if something small is happening to you, you want to go to Sa and be free to solve your problem. So Bosanu means use the things around you and help yourself. Use the things around you to set yourself free. Use the things around you to set yourself free. That is the meaning of Bosam.
So, there is no devil, Satan, Bosam anywhere.
In our cosmology, there is nothing called Satan.
Okay, so how do we now service Buddha? How do you service Buddha?
Yes.
Since we are not supposed to worship, no.
As I said, I am Gu. You are Da. So as I am Gu, what are the principles governing Gu? What are the models, the law and order of Gu? What are the formulas of Gu that I have to apply for me to be able to free myself from whatever issues that I have in this life? You also have to apply the principles of Da as a woman. Remember, once you are able to understand this, you can evoke the energy of Gu within our domain, within our nature. You can be able to evoke the energies of Da around your human state. There is nothing like go and worship this. Our ancestors never, in their history, they never worship any stone, anything, deity. We do not worship them.
This is huge, oh.
It is.
We do not worship them.
We don't worship them. It is a fact. We don't worship
so how
them.
do I, let's use the women. How do you evoke Da as a woman?
You know, as I said, the word Da is a female energy. For, if you come into a fan's cosmology, the egg of a woman is called Da. The sperm of a man is called Gu. So once the sperm cell travel and meet Da, that is the foundation, it is the energy for development. It's going to develop Gu, the sperm cell. So once you are able to understand the principles of life, you should be able to use the same principles of life to solve your human problems.
And that's it.
The universal energies that I mentioned, I said the energy of Abla, Bra, it is part of the universe. If that energy should exist this world, no one is going to be able to walk again. So if you are somebody who is having issue with stroke, you cannot walk, you cannot talk. You need to use the sound formulas of motion so you can be able to help yourself. Our ancestors, and we have herbs directly coming from what? Motion. We have motion herbs. You can use these motion herbs with their sound formulas to be able to heal yourself.
To be able to heal yourself, they are telling us our time is due, but I have two important questions. If I don't ask these questions, it will really disturb me. Number one, if we are not supposed to, our ancestors were not worshiping any deity. These are things that I say and you people want to come and chew me. So I'm asking this question. If we are not supposed to worship anything and our ancestors were not actually worshiping anything, the killing of goats and the trees, we have given them cloths to where we go and sacrifice and worship. You are Ghanaian. You hear this from social media. We are worshiping this. We are worshiping that. Then the cows and the goats, and what is that? What do you call that?
Is it necessary for them to drink the blood of Jesus?
Are you asking me?
Well, it's a general question to everybody. Now, I have blood within myself. You have blood equally. Everything in this life have blood. Even the tree, they also have blood. The gu energy travels within everything. Do you know if you plant a tree in this room, if this tree does not see gu, the sun, it will not survive. So the tree must make sure it looks for loopholes to pass through the window or something, to just go and see gu, because we need gu. So gu is the blood. That is why in our spiritual center, the people that we put as those who are in charge of, slaughtering these animals and giving the energies blood, we call them gu. Su, that should tell you that the word blood is called gu. So giving blood to our energies is not a satanic practice. It's not evil. But is it good for some people to drink the blood of
No, we are talking about yours. If it's not evil, then what are the images that you place there? What do? You don't worship them?
We don't worship them.
What do you do with them?
I just gave you the meaning of Bosam, that things around you, tree, it has every energy as man. The stone, it has every energy as man. The river, the water, the fire, the air, it has every energy as man. So, remember, fire, water, air, and the planetary elements, they constitute every human being, everything in this universe. And for that matter, we need these things, bringing these herbs, the other herbs, and this one together, and evoking their sound formulas on them. I just gave you the definition of the 16 principles that give birth to 240 other principles.
We get that. What we want you to establish for us is those deities.
I'm coming there. I just want to give you definition of how we bring these things together.
Go ahead.
So the 16 energies that I mentioned gave birth to another 240 energies. So in all, we have 256. Now, there is no deity in this entire universe that is not established on one of these 256. So all the energies I just mentioned, Togbin and Buglan and all of that they are established on Guda. Like all the other energies are established on a certain firm principle. And these principles, if you take herbs, every herbs have their own different kinds of principalities. Now, if you can take these herbs, let's say this is a herbs, or this a bead is fire. This is also water. You need to bring these things together. Then you evoke their sound formulas on it to activate them. They become living entities and they can work as you want. It's not magic. Our spirituality is not magic. It is understanding of the cosmos and how the cosmos work. Because if you know the mechanism of how things act, do their reactions, you can bring this and bring this. And depending you understand their principles and the sound governing them. If you bring them together, you apply that sound on it, it will travel. Because the herbs have heat energy within it. And remember, the entire universe as we see, today we are talking on mobile phone and all of that. What is taking your voice from Accra here to maybe USA? It is losomeji enough, heat energy, fire energy, that carry what they call radio waves. It is loso. So these principles of the universe, we have them, we know them. What we have lost is the language of man is what we have lost. We are not giving right definitions to
our language, so we are able to use them to create what we are supposed to create. You are watching The Biggest. My last question, but almost say a time so asun. So Papa, tell us, when you know all these things, or when you do all these things and you die as a man, where do you go?
Thank you. You go to Sa. When you die, you go back to source of everything. You go to Sa. So if somebody pass on and they are sending that person to the ancestors, how do we say it in Akan language? What is the meaning of Saman?
Saman goes. Paradise, no.
The land of Sa. They are going back to Sa.
Okay, so when you die, you go back.
You
to
go
Sa.
back to Sa.
Yes,
paradise. That is why in Ewe we call something Salagachi, death. So if death come to you, you go to Sa.
Can you go to Sa and stop? Tell him you want to come back here.
Sa, yes. Nobody go to the world of the dead and remains.
They come back.
I am here. This is not my first time.
Are you saying reincarnation?
Oh, for sure.
We will talk about reincarnation some other day. Our time is due. But since you mentioned Togbi Nyingbla,
yes,
that is why I'm going to ask you this question.
Ask me.
But before I ask you, I'll ask you whether you've seen it. You are on social media because I know you are well learned. So you can't tell me you are not on social media.
I am.
Good. Have you seen this man having issue with a man of God? And on the social media, he's calling Togbi Nyingbla because of all the things that is, I don't know the foot and tail of the issue. But I know you've seen it on social media. If you've not seen it, I can mention that. If you've seen it, I will mention the person. So I asked you my question. But if you've not seen it and you don't know anything about
you
it,
can
I will
educate
shut.
me so I can be able to answer the question.
So there is this man called Osofo Kojo Bentel. And then he's having an issue with Bishop Sam Kranchiankra. And he's calling, have you heard about this case?
Yes.
You've heard about it, or you've seen it. He's calling Togbi Nyingbla and the rest of the people. If this case should be your case, how would you handle it? The way he's handling it, is that your system?
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Well, this is not our system.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to speak for anybody. The reason why he brought this issue to public must be best known to him. And also, if he reached out to our elder pastor, and I believe they will be able to solve this amicably, so it wouldn't be able to come out to the public domain. I still believe that the two will sit and resolve whatever differences that they have to. But our energies, as I said, they are very spiritual. They control the universe. You know, when we say a deity, remember, the air living in you is the same deity we are talking about. The water that is in you is the energy we are talking about. The fire and the earth element, the creative substances within the earth that we call gu, lives within every human being. In fact, the earth minerals, how do we call it in Akan?
A good year.
Did you have you just said gu?
The gu is in it.
Gu is there.
Right now, our time is gone. You will come back to come and address all these, the gugu and the dadas. So right now, I want to know how this case is going. We are wishing them well that you, like you said, you pray they will be able to solve it.
I will talk to him and.
But I want to know the way this whole thing, your aponchiti and all these things on the social media with cameras. I want to know if that is how your system works.
To be honest, this is not our practice.
Exactly what I want to know.
This is not
because
our practice.
I want to know whether you carry imponchiti and all that. And
our ancestors don't do this.
But did they dwell in aponchiti? Upon all the beautiful things in the world, why aponchiti? Nenchueti abebe, and you are bathing this thing. A grown-up man. You don't want to say anything. Abusia, say I'm in Bra life. Thotho sa wa bahada. Some catch you one of the old people ni bi na ende waba. So we'll call you for life. Will you come?
I will be here.
Okay. So he said he is ready to come. So you ask your personal questions. He was about going into reincarnation, but our time is gone. The angel part, I didn't get it straight. But if maybe because they are many, he can come and tell us the gu and the bo and the nyibla and the rest. So we are able to know how it works perfectly, and then maybe he will pick 2 or 3 things to show us how to trigger or how to invoke this kind of things. So life will be better if he's agreed that he will come if you give him the opportunity. So my people, write it in the comment section. If those who are writing bring Thotho, now I've brought him. What do you have to tell me, Papa? Thank you so much. Are there any social media handles? Fast.
Oh yes, I have Thotho Facebook channel. Yes, Thotho Facebook channel. I also have Fansafia as my institution that we are teaching a lot of things. Yes, I also have YouTube channel as Fansafia and Thotho.
So please reach out and ask all your questions. But if we should bring him live, please write it in the comment section so we bring him. So I get the opportunity to also ask my questions. So how do you the names? Can you give anybody names, or the person has to go through initiation? If I should be in your system, what would you have called me?
Well, you have to go through a system for you to rebirth yourself and know your principle, your fundamental principles
before they give name.
For sure, because names or words are very powerful.
Very powerful. The sounds, they mean a lot to us and to the universe. Thank you so much, Dr. Sao. And then you know, in the life, no church or comment section. Thank you. We appreciate you, Papa. Thank you so much, my people, for watching. I love you. I love you. Love you. Love you. Love, and hate. Shalom. Peace.